Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 5:30 back in the airport, San Diego. Stone Brewing IPA. Nobody's in there yet, but it's acceptable to drink in an airport at any hour of the day. I am looking for the United Lounge. Unless it's a shared lounge, I don't remember being in the United Lounge over here in Terminal 2. I just saw they have a Sapphire Lounge. I'm assuming that's for the Chase Sapphire. I'm probably wrong. I'm not a lounge expert. But let's track down this United Lounge, or at least whatever lounge they're using. I'm flying on Ava, so I'm going San Diego to San Francisco, just in coach, and then jumping on the Ava flight. I'm not sure how long it is to Taiwan, 15 and a half hours, 16, something like that. And back home to Bangkok. So it's going to be a long travel day, or multiple days, but we'll get there. And it's not very busy. Many of the early flights are taking off here at, I think, 6 o'clock the airport opens. I'm pretty early. I'm on the 7:40 flight. What is this, a little yogurt station? Some cheese and eggs and drinks. Okay, so no complaints, it's free. Got a little eggs and tortilla, some orange juice. Thank you to my Chase United card. I don't remember, I think it was 90,000 points. Maybe it was 80. Now it was probably 90 because I transferred 10,000 points from my Chase Sapphire to get this 100,000 award. 100,000 points. You have to search for them. I know people get frustrated with the point system. I love it. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But most of the awards were 250,000 points one way for business to Bangkok. And I found this award. You have to be careful and sometimes allow what's called mixed cabin. I'm flying coach from here to San Francisco, which is fine for an hour and a half. And then the long leg across the Pacific Ocean. In business on United, it probably would have been nicer on an Ava plane, but you gotta, take what you can on. I had a 2-day window, and I bought this ticket 3 days ago, so sometimes last minute helps. I was really trying to use some Alaska miles to get on the Japan. There's a San Diego to Narita business class, which was available today. It's Friday. It's available Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I think. I think it goes every day, seasonal, and then it goes to 3 times a week out of San Diego. And I had it in business, but I could not get from Tokyo to Bangkok, even in coach. It was Tokyo, Hong Kong, or Tokyo, Korea to Bangkok. So yeah, I just went this route, and I'm sure it'll be great. Even if you don't have the higher end United card to get into the lounge, when you're flying even a single business ticket, you get lounge access. Now, I'm not flying business on my first leg, but I'm flying within 24 hours. So they let you into the lounge. Now, I've mentioned it in a couple videos. At the top of my channel bar is a drop-down menu for links. And there's a couple of offers there for some Chase travel cards. The Chase Sapphire Reserve and Chase Sapphire Preferred, they're pretty much my go-to cards. I only have, used to be able to have them both at the same time. Right now you can have one or the other, so I have the Preferred. But I'll probably switch back to the Reserve at some point. The Chase United card, Chase ISG card, all great travel cards. There's plenty of choices. Just work the system, get some free flights. It's totally worth it. My buddy's complaining about the $95 a year fee for the card. Well, you don't have to keep the card. Cancel it and get it again, oftentimes in 24 months, sometimes 48 months. I don't know. Today I didn't look up what this flight cost. One way in business, I'm sure it's more than $95. So I'm gonna have a nice flight. There's the Hawaiian, I think that's the A330. My buddy Brad flies that plane. We were buddies hanging out on our sailboats. We both lived on our boats for the past years. Right before I retired, that's the other Hawaiian out there. I think it's an A321 Neo. That goes to Maui, and the A330, if that's what it is. I have a ton of these A330s, flies to Honolulu. Believe Brad, well, not believe, I know he is based out of Honolulu right now. That's where he lives, and is doing Japan, because we hung out in Bangkok. Him and his girlfriend came into town, and he's also making the Honolulu to Sydney flight often. So yeah, it would have been nice to hang out here in San Diego, but I had a ton of family things going on, and we just couldn't get it together. He was here in San Diego, but just for a turnaround. And I'm sure gonna miss the weather here in San Diego. It is hot, hot, hot. Back in Bangkok, I just stopped in. I don't think that's focusing. Got my good friend Stella at Stella's Secret Bar. Bottle opener for my San Miguel's. It'll be nice. Get back and see all my friends. That is one of my big regrets in life. Right there is the San Diego Harbor Police. I was actually hired by them and had a date to go to the academy. It's just the junior college here, I think Miramar College. And I turned it down and went to the post office, which worked out fine. Carried mail in San Diego, not a bad place to be a mailman, but I could have retired early from the Harbor Police and probably did my time patrolling the airport and then been on boat duty or something cool. Well, I kind of wish I would have did that. I know it's a little trickier these days to get a job, but back in the 80s, coming out of the Navy, it was kind of a slam dunk with that veterans program, and especially for the city jobs and even the post office. I think I know I got at least 5 extra points because I somehow got like 103 on the test with the 5 extra points for some kind of Persian Gulf or whatever war type medal. Yeah, it is a Chase Sapphire Lounge. I'd never seen one. A lot of changes. The Centurion Lounge, I was just in the American Express in Vegas. I guess that's old, but it's nice. And I hear there are Capital One lounges. Lots of changes. And it looks like we're boarding on time, but they said we're leaving 12 minutes late due to air traffic control flow into San Francisco with low clouds. So that is what it is. You can't control the weather, but I have a 3.5, 4 hour layover. I'm just going to get some work done in the lounge, so no problem. She did just say everybody's connections will still be fine. Some people with those 45 or 50-minute connections are probably sweating it. They do a pretty good job of getting you in there on time.
And once again, our boarding is scheduled to begin at 7:17.
So it's a little sad leaving my hometown of San Diego. My buddy Moses was asking me if Bangkok feels like home more than San Diego, and I think the answer is yes. I'm feeling pretty good about making my decision to move over. It's been, almost 3 years, and I'm loving it. This was kind of a longer trip than I planned, but hey, you got to take care of family business, and luckily everything worked out smooth. Everybody's happy, but I'm looking forward to getting back to my new hometown of Bangkok, Thailand. But I will be back. Good friends, good family. San Diego will always be my hometown. And they're running ads on the plane for the United card. I'd mentioned it earlier. I really appreciate it if you'd use my link if it works for you. At no extra cost. Full disclosure, I get, I think, 10,000 or 5,000 United points for every customer I send their way. Usually you put $3,000 on the card within 90 days, but sometimes it's 4. You have to check the current offer. And this is a little unusual. We're cutting across the runway, going over to a little holding area. Downtown San Diego in the background.
now, so they're going to hold us right here, and we'll be on our way shortly. Thanks for your patience. We'll be airborne shortly.
Stomping grounds of Pacific Beach. There's the famous golf course. Rarely check luggage, but on these long trips I at least bring one bag. I brought one and I'm going home with two. Different things that are a little trickier to find in Thailand. And compared to San Diego's small airport, this is pretty big. I see the G gates, that's where I'm heading, and the MX Lounge, United Polaris Lounge. Banh mi Vietnamese sandwich. And I think I have about 3.5 hours, so I'll get some work done here at the Polaris Lounge. I've never been in a Polaris Lounge, I don't believe. It's really nice. It was voted the best business class lounge in the world. Okay, we'll see. Now this is called the studio, separate from the restaurant. Doing some construction here. And there goes a United and the Star Alliance livery. These are the G gates here at San Francisco. I see an A&A off in the distance. I don't know what that is. That might be Philippine Airlines. I need my glasses. And past all these little booths are the showers on the left, and at the end there's the restaurant. And you have to put your name on the list for the restaurant, and there can be a bit of a wait. I just asked somebody. It's not too bad today. Or there's a buffet. You can just grab food and go anywhere in the lounge. And some nice offerings. And it's 9:30, 9:45. Ooh, that looks like some nice bacon. Egg whites. And this is the dining room. I'm wondering if they only are serving breakfast in the dining room. Let me check it out. So some nice options on the menu. It's about a 45-minute wait. Light bites, the entrees, lunch and dinner, pan-seared chicken, ginger garlic sea bass, Polaris signature burger. So once again, you have the option going on the waiting list for the restaurant or just hitting the buffet. I think I'll just have a little bit at the buffet. I believe I have 3 meals coming up on this next flight. Okay, I'm figuring out the system. I just heard her tell somebody they're serving breakfast right now. It's 10:25 and they need to come back at 11 to get on the waiting list for lunch. Okay, he asked, can I get on the waiting list now and have lunch at 11? And they said no. So it's definitely a beautiful lounge. When the Centurion American Express lounge came, or several of them came out, that was kind of a game changer. Just food and beautiful lounges. And I've been in the ones in, I know, Las Vegas and I think Dallas. I've been in a few of them, but this is on par with that compared to the other United lounges that just kind of had checks max, and maybe they would ask you where you're flying, and that depends what beer you get, I guess. I don't remember, but that happened. It was the flights to Japan get this beer, the flights to the UK get this beer. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but these are a little notch above, more comparable to some of like the Asian lounges. And I don't know, I just have the first class lounges on my mind, and there's nothing that compares to the sushi bars in Japan and all. Just beautiful, free massages. But this is going to be a nice place to get some work done for the next 4 hours. So thanks for following along. There'll be plenty more videos from my hometown of Bangkok, Thailand. We'll see you later.